Hey everyone, welcome back to Anime Octopus. If you're a fan of anime fanfiction, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into another exciting chapter of our ongoing Naruto What If series. Our topic? What if the White Fang had chosen Naruko? Part 3. Just a quick disclaimer, this content is purely for entertainment and discussion. I don't own any of the anime footage used, full credit goes to the original creators. Alright, let's jump right in. Naruko, Sasuke, Hinata, and Kira decided to head back to the academy, though Sarutobi asked Iruka to stay behind for a private discussion. The four friends exchanged glances but chose to continue on their way, eager to receive their team placements. Before leaving, the Hokage presented Kira with her own headband, which she proudly fastened around her neck like a collar. Shifting into her fox form, Kira leapt onto Naruko's shoulder while Hinata gently scratched behind her ears. As they walked, Naruko's sharp ears picked up a hushed conversation between two older men nearby. Their laughter held an unsettling tone. Hey, we finally got her locket. Now she'll have no choice but to do as we say if she wants it back, muttered one of the men. Yeah, we can use this to pressure her into doing whatever we want. She may be a student of that so-called traitor, but she still has value, the other man responded. Naruko, Sasuke, Hinata, and Kira listened intently, their expressions hardening. It was clear that these men were planning to manipulate an innocent girl for their own selfish reasons. Kira, you're the fastest among us. I need you to retrieve whatever they've stolen and create a distraction, Naruko instructed in a firm yet calm tone. Hinata, use your gentle fist technique to ensure they can't retaliate. Sasuke and I will have a conversation with them about respect and integrity. Just give the word, Sasuke agreed, his eyes narrowing. Without hesitation, Kira sprang into action, swiftly snatching the stolen item from one of the men. Hey! Get back here, you little thief! One of them shouted, lunging toward her. Hinata appeared before them in an instant, gracefully disabling their ability to move their arms. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Naruko each grabbed one of the men by the collar. You think it's acceptable to blackmail someone for your own gain? Naruko asked, her voice steady but firm. We're about to teach you a lesson in decency, Sasuke added. After ensuring the situation was under control, Naruko summoned a two-tailed fox. Who has called upon me? The fox inquired. I did, Naruko replied. Naruko-sama, how may I assist you? The fox asked respectfully. I need you to escort these two individuals to the Hokage Tower. Inform Lord Hokage that they were planning to exploit an innocent girl using stolen property. As you wish, the fox responded, bowing slightly before using its tails to restrain the two men. You should be grateful that Naruko-sama has shown kindness toward you, the fox stated firmly. As the fox disappeared into the distance, Kira returned, holding a heart-shaped locket with elegant initials engraved on the front. Here you go, Foxy-kun, Kira said playfully, placing the locket in Naruko's hand. I wonder who this belongs to, Naruko mused, examining the delicate design. Not sure, but if we don't hurry, we'll be late, Sasuke reminded them. Naruko placed the locket securely in her pocket, intending to return it to the Hokage so it could be given back to its rightful owner. The trio made quick adjustments to their appearances, Hinata tucking her long hair to make it appear shorter, and entered the classroom. As they stepped inside, a familiar voice called out. Naruko. Naruko and Sasuke turned to see Sakura and Ino standing before them, each holding a white flower. Their eyes were red and puffy, clear signs that they had been crying. I wanted to say I'm sorry for the other day, Sakura said softly. The gift you gave was really thoughtful, and it must have cost you a lot. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did. I hope you can forgive me. Me too, Ino added. We didn't realize how much you had been through until we saw those scars. And Sasuke. We also owe you an apology. We were so caught up chasing after you that we never stopped to think about what Naruko meant to you. She's like family to you, isn't she? We understand that now, especially after you took her to the hospital. We hope you can forgive us." As a sign of sincerity, both girls extended their flowers toward Naruko and Sasuke. Naruko glanced at Sasuke, then back at the two girls. Sasuke sighed and crossed his arms. "We forgive you," Sasuke said, "but on one condition: stop obsessing over me like a couple of fans at a concert. You both have the potential to become incredible kunoichi, but you won't reach that level if you keep focusing on the wrong things." Naruko nodded in agreement. Sakura and Ino smiled, seeming relieved, before turning to leave. As they walked away, Sasuke watched them for a moment before mumbling, "I see why you like Sakura. Ino isn't bad looking either." A faint blush dusted his cheeks. Naruko smirked but said nothing, simply nudging Sasuke playfully before they both turned their attention back to the classroom. "My feelings for her faded yesterday. Now, my heart belongs to Hinata Haim," said Naruko, hugging Hinata, making her blush. "Besides, even if I were to care for her again, it would be more like a sibling bond. You see, I initially admired her because she was often teased about her forehead, and in a way, I could relate to her struggles," Naruko explained. "Considering she's intelligent as well, it would be difficult to determine who would be the older sibling," smirked Sasuke, making Naruko, Hinata, and Kira laugh. The trio decided to sit together until Naruko suddenly felt a strong wave of tension directed at her. "Great, this feels like déjà vu," she muttered, turning to see a crowd of fangirls, though this time, Sakura and Ino were absent. "Naruko, how dare you sit next to Sasuke-kun? And since when did the quiet Hyuga start liking him?" a random fangirl shouted. "Enough already!" Sakura exclaimed, standing atop Naruko's desk. "Yeah. You're talking to Sasuke-kun's close friends," added Ino from behind the crowd. "Honestly, forehead girl, sometimes I wonder if you actually like him," a second fangirl commented. "Alright, that's enough. If you were as observant as you claim, you'd realize Sasuke always tries to avoid you instead of approaching you," Naruko pointed out, making the girls pause in thought. "And if Sasuke truly cared for you in that way, why does he always shut himself in a room, barricading the door, or escape through the window just to avoid you?" she added, causing the group to fall silent. "What you all mistake for love is nothing more than admiration for his appearance," Naruko stated, her sharp wit catching the attention of everyone in the room. "Now, please, step aside and leave my brother alone. None of you truly understand what he values in a person." The sheer confidence in her words sent a wave of realization through the fangirls, and they reluctantly returned to their seats. "Thanks, Naruko. I was worried I'd have to take refuge in the boys' bathroom again," Sasuke admitted. "You should really thank Sakura and Ino. They've started seeing things for what they truly are. I just dislike it when people judge others based on appearances or misunderstand their circumstances," Naruko replied. "Thank you, Sakura-san, Ino-san. You've been a great help," Sasuke said, making both girls blush. "You're welcome, Sasuke-kun," they responded in unison. At that moment, Iruka entered the room carrying a portfolio. "Alright, everyone, settle down. I have your team assignments right here. Now then, Team 1 consists of," he continued listing names while Naruko, feeling bored, yawned. "I think I'll take a nap," she murmured. "Right there with you, Foxy-chan," Kira agreed. "You and Naruko-chan, if why you'd like, YUC can rest on my lap," Hinata stammered. "Aw, thank you, Angel Haim. That sounds wonderful," Naruko said, hugging Hinata before settling her head on her lap and drifting off to sleep. "She looks so peaceful," Hinata thought, gently stroking Naruko's hair. Kira, meanwhile, curled up on Hinata's shoulder, her tail wrapping around like a fluffy scarf as she, too, dozed off while Hinata scratched her ears. "Naruko-chan, Kira-chan, wake up. I think Iruka-sensei is about to call on us," Hinata whispered softly. Naruko stretched and yawned as Kira hopped off Hinata's shoulder, stretching her legs. Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Hinata Hyuga, and Naruko Uzumaki, along with her fox companion, Kira. Your Jonin sensei is Kakashi Hatake, Iruka announced. What? The fangirls shrieked in unison, causing Naruko, Kira, Sasuke, and Hinata to wince due to their heightened senses. Iruka-sensei, that's not fair. A random fangirl protested. Yeah. Why did the so-called dead last and the shy girl who can barely finish a sentence get to be on Sasuke-kun's team? Another questioned. Hey. Show some respect. No one insults Hinata Heim like that. Naruko shouted, shocking everyone, not only because of her volume but also because she affectionately called Hinata Heim. Iruka-sensei, this isn't, a third fangirl began, only to be cut off. Enough. Sit down, Sasuke said in a calm but firm tone, making the fangirls obey without question. Iruka continued, Team 8, Shino Aburame, Kiba Inuzuka, and Sakura Haruno. Your Jonin sensei is Kurenai Yuhi. Team 9 is currently on a mission. Team 10, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akimichi, and Ino Yamanaka. Your Jonin sensei is Asuma Sarutobi. These are your final team assignments. Please remain here until your Jonin instructors arrive. Just then, the Hokage entered the classroom, flanked by 2 Anbu bodyguards. Hokage-sama. To what do we owe this visit? Iruka asked, bowing respectfully. I simply wanted to offer some final words of wisdom. And a little surprise, the Hokage replied with a knowing smile. What's he up to? Naruko whispered, narrowing her eyes. It must have something to do with what he discussed with Iruka earlier, Sasuke speculated. Throughout the history of our village, there existed a distinguished clan that possessed a rare and powerful bloodline known as the Ryugan, or the Dragon's Eye. This unique ability was a combination of the Sharingan and Byakugan. Over the years, the Hyuga clan and this mysterious lineage maintained a strong alliance. Today, Heihachi Hyuga has reaffirmed this bond and has also extended the alliance to include the Uchiha clan. Sasuke Uchiha, do you accept this alliance between your clan and the Hyuga and Ryugan clans? The Hokage inquired. I do, Hokage-sama, Sasuke responded, surprising everyone in the classroom. No one had expected him to readily align himself with both the Hyuga and an unfamiliar clan. Very well, the Hokage continued. Hinata Hyuga, according to this agreement, you are to be engaged to the heir of the Ryugan clan. However, this is not a forced decision. If you choose not to proceed, the marriage will be annulled, but the alliance will remain intact. Do you accept this arrangement? Yes, Hokage-sama, with all my heart, Hinata responded sincerely, leaving the entire class stunned once again. Then it is settled, the Hokage declared. You are officially engaged to Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze, the daughter of the 4th Hokage and heir to the Namikaze clan of the Ryugan lineage. The announcement left the classroom in a state of complete shock, with jaws nearly touching the floor and eyes wide in disbelief. Since Naruko has a summoning contract with the Foxes, a rare and prestigious bond, it has granted her unique features, which she was required to conceal under my orders. Sasuke possesses a similar contract, but with wolves. Because of her engagement to Naruko, Hinata has also gained certain characteristics. The 3 of you may now release the Genjutsu, the Hokage instructed. As the trio dispelled their illusions, the room was filled with astonishment. Some students were left breathless by the unexpected revelation. Meanwhile, Sasuke's admirers were captivated by his transformed appearance, which now included striking gray highlights. Due to this alliance, I have assigned the 3 of you to the same team, as your bloodlines complement each other's strengths, the Hokage announced with a knowing smile before taking his leave. Each of the newly formed teams was soon greeted by their respective instructors. As the door slid open, an elegant woman with striking red eyes entered. Where have I seen her before? Naruko wondered. Foxy-chan, isn't she one of the kunoichi who helped you alongside Itachi? Kira, her fox companion, inquired. Now I remember, Naruko said, placing her right fist into her open left palm in realization. Let's go greet her. Her name also matches the initials on my locket. May I join you? Hinata asked. I've known Kurenai-sensei for a long time, and I'd like to greet her. Of course, Hinata-hime, Naruko said warmly. With Kira perched on her shoulder, Naruko walked alongside Hinata toward Kurenai, who was addressing her team. Team 8, with me, Kurenai instructed. As she turned, she noticed Hinata approaching. Hinata? Is that you? She asked in surprise. Yes, Kurenai-sensei, Hinata responded. Naruko marked me as part of her family, which is why my appearance has changed. Naruko, this is Kurenai Yui, who has always been like an older sister to me. Kurenai's gaze shifted to Naruko with slight concern, but her attention was soon captured by Hinata's fox-like features. She resisted the temptation to touch Hinata's ears but found them undeniably fascinating. Noticing this, Hinata giggled. It's okay, Kurenai-sensei, you can touch them if you'd like. In an instant, Kurenai appeared behind Hinata, gently playing with her ears, completely enthralled by their softness. You see, since I'm the last of my clan, tradition requires me to build a strong family, which means having multiple partners. My second bond is with Kira-hime, also known as the nine-tailed fox. But don't worry, she's actually very kind. She was deceived into attacking our village, so it wasn't truly her fault. As for having more than one partner, I only choose those who genuinely care for me, and only with the approval of both Hinata-hime and Kira-hime first, Naruko quickly explained, noticing Kurenai's surprised expression at the mention of Kyubi. Kurenai-san, I deeply regret the loss of your father and brother. If there is anything, truly anything, I can do to make amends, I would be more than willing to do so, Kira said with a solemn bow, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. The weight of the lives she had taken weighed heavily on her heart, knowing she had taken loved ones away from so many. Kurenai gazed at her thoughtfully before offering a small, understanding smile. You truly are the nine-tailed fox. The fourth Hokage was right, you never meant to attack. Kyubi-sama, thank you for your apology, but please don't burden yourself with guilt. I forgave you long ago. After all, I always saw Naruko as an innocent child who was simply misunderstood. As she spoke, Kurenai absent-mindedly played with Hinata's ears, causing the younger girl to giggle at the ticklish sensation. Seeing this, Kira felt a wave of relief and gratitude, her small form curling up on Kurenai's shoulder as she purred contentedly. Oh, before I forget, Kurenai-san, is this locket yours? Naruko asked, holding up a delicate golden locket. Kurenai's eyes widened in shock. Yes. My father gave it to me on my birthday. How did you find it? Naruko proceeded to explain how she and Sasuke had overheard a suspicious conversation and ensured that justice was served before retrieving the stolen item. Thank you, Naruko. This means so much to me. Naruko smiled before shifting topics. By the way, Kurenai-san, you're a genjutsu specialist, right? Kurenai nodded. Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Naruko scratched her cheek, looking a little embarrassed. Well, genjutsu is one of my biggest weaknesses. No matter how much I try, I just can't seem to get the hang of it. I wanted to study a scroll to see if I'm doing something wrong, but I can't even get inside the library anymore since the new librarian is really strict about disguises. So, do you happen to have any scrolls on basic genjutsu? Kurenai chuckled at Naruko's flustered expression. It was rare to see her so shy about something. Of course. Here, take this one. It covers the basics along with a few simple techniques to practice. Naruko accepted the scroll with a grateful smile. Thank you so much, Kurenai-san. I promise to return it once I'm done studying. Kurenai waved her hand dismissively. Keep it. I always carry extra copies for my students anyway. She turned to Hinata and gave her a warm smile. Goodbye, Hinata. I'm truly glad to see you gaining more confidence. I would have loved to be your sensei. As Kurenai walked away, Naruko and the others waved goodbye. Deep in thought, Kurenai found herself reflecting on Naruko. She's kind, respectful, and seems to genuinely care about those close to her. Not to mention, she's kind of cute. Wait, did I just think that? I mean, she's a true gentleman. Well, gentlewoman. And even when she has multiple admirers, she makes sure there's mutual understanding so no one feels left out. And those ears, whiskers, and tail. They make her look so adorable. Kurenai felt her cheeks warm at the thought and quickly shook her head. No, I need to stop thinking like this. She's younger than me, for heaven's sake. I refuse to turn into one of those people who act inappropriately over such things. Just as she tried to push those thoughts aside, a familiar voice called out. Team 10, time to go, said a man dressed in black baggy pants and a gray muscle shirt beneath his Jonin vest, a cigarette in hand. Kurenai's expression hardened the moment she recognized him. Asuma. He sighed. Still upset, huh? Kurenai's tone was ice cold. Upset? Oh, not at all. Why would I be upset when I caught you with another woman while we were still together? Asuma visibly flinched at her words, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. Kurenai's presence alone radiated an unspoken intensity that made even an experienced ninja like him uneasy. Ever since that betrayal, Kurenai had distanced herself from most men. It had taken her dear friend Anko a long time to help her recover from the heartbreak, and since then, she had maintained a cold exterior toward any potential suitors. The only exceptions were children who had yet to reach adolescence, as they remained untainted by the ways of the world. Yet, Naruko, someone who the village had once scorned, had treated her with respect, kindness, and sincerity. Without asking for anything in return, Naruko had restored something irreplaceable to Kurenai. And somehow, without realizing it, she had begun to feel the ice around her heart start to thaw. Sasuke, Naruko, Hinata, and Kira were the only ones still waiting after all the Jonin sensei had selected their teams. Kira had decided to take a nap on Hinata's lap while she gently ran her fingers through Kira's fur, lulling the small fox into a deep sleep. Sasuke sat nearby, looking completely bored with no chess set or shogi board to keep him occupied. Meanwhile, Naruko was growing impatient, still debating whether or not to pull a prank on their soon-to-arrive sensei. Eventually, her playful side won over, and she got to work. Kira stirred awake from the slight commotion, her ears twitching as she noticed Naruko's mischief in progress. The three newly appointed Jonin watched as Naruko's clever setup took shape. Curious, Kira jumped down and took a seat next to Sasuke. I bet you 5 Ryo he falls for it, Kira said with a confident smirk. He's a Jonin. He'll never fall for something like that, Sasuke replied skeptically. Sounds like you're just making excuses, Kira teased. Fine. You're on. Sasuke shook hands with her, sealing the bet. 2.5 hours later. Naruko yawned, impatiently waiting for their sensei to arrive, hoping to witness her prank in action. The others also looked increasingly bored. Sasuke rested his head on his hands when, suddenly, his left ear twitched, followed by Naruko and Hinata's. Finally, Sasuke muttered. Tea? Kira offered, balancing a small cup on her tail. Sasuke looked over, surprised to see Naruko and Hinata already sipping their own cups. How did you? When did you? You know what, never mind. Just give me one, Sasuke sighed. It's my special blend. Took me 5 tries with a shadow clone to get it just right, Kira said, sipping her tea proudly. Sasuke took a sip. Not bad, Kira. Kira grinned mischievously just as the door slid open. A tall man stepped in, wearing dark blue Anbu-style pants, fingerless gloves with a metal plate on the back, a black long-sleeved shirt, and a Jonin vest. His silver hair defied gravity, and his headband covered his left eye, leaving only his right eye visible. A mask concealed most of his face, making him look even more mysterious. The moment he stepped inside, a small string snapped, triggering a hidden trap. A wall of shuriken shot straight toward him. His visible eye widened as he swiftly jumped into the air, narrowly avoiding them, only to get caught in a tripwire that wrapped around his arms and legs. "Told you he'd fall for it." "Pay up," Kira said smugly, holding out a paw toward Sasuke. Sasuke muttered under his breath and handed over the money as Kira hopped up to Naruko's weapon pouch, tucking her winnings inside. "I take it one of you is responsible for this rather elaborate setup?" "That would be me," Naruko declared proudly. "And just so you know, I'd advise against cutting those wires unless you're in the mood for an even bigger surprise, Kakashi-sensei." Kakashi sighed, realizing he couldn't just hang there all day. Taking a calculated risk, he swiftly cut the wires binding his legs. Unfortunately for him, this triggered the next phase of the trap. Kunai launched from both the west and east sides of the room, converging on his position. Thinking fast, Kakashi channeled chakra into his feet and stuck himself to the ceiling. However, he didn't notice that cutting his leg wires also released the ones restraining his arms. As soon as he moved, 4 large shuriken spun toward him. Forced to dodge, he leapt from the ceiling to the ground, only to land right in the path of 4 brightly colored orbs that hurtled toward him. The orbs burst open upon impact, releasing an explosion of vibrant paint. When the smoke cleared, Kakashi stood there, arms crossed defensively. His upper body was now covered in green, the left side of his shirt was pink, his right leg was yellow, and his left leg was bright orange. "Naruko? This has your name written all over it." Kakashi groaned. "I promise I'll get you back for this. But for now, just meet me on the roof while I go clean up." On the roof, 30 minutes later. Team 7 sat on the rooftop, waiting for their sensei to return. When Kakashi finally arrived in a puff of smoke, not a trace of paint remained. "All right, my first impression of you all? I don't like you." He paused, rubbing his temple. "After Naruko's little prank? I'm definitely considering payback. But since we don't know much about each other yet, let's start with introductions." "Why don't you go first, sensei?" Hinata asked politely. "All right then. My name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes? That's none of your business. Dislikes? Don't really have any. Hobbies? Also none of your business. As for my dreams, I don't have any." So basically, we only learned his name, Team 7 thought in unison. "All right, let's start with you, the one in blue," Kakashi said, turning to Hinata. "My name is Hinata Hyuga. I enjoy flowers, the medical herbs I grow, cinnamon rolls, and spending time with Naruko-chan and Kira-chan. I dislike people who look down on others, and my hobbies include cooking, discovering new medicinal remedies, and further developing my family's gentle fist technique. My dream is to abolish the cage bird seal, unite the main and branch families, and eventually marry Naruko and Kira," Hinata said with a gentle smile. "All right, you're next, Blondie," Kakashi prompted. "My name is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze." "Namikaze? That means you're the 4th Hokage's daughter?" Kakashi asked in surprise. "Yeah, my father left me a scroll explaining everything about my heritage, along with his swords." "Did you know him, Kakashi-sensei?" Kakashi's visible eye softened. "Yes, he was my sensei. Those were difficult times during the Great Ninja War, but Minato-sensei always found a way to lift our spirits. We shared many good memories back then," he said, his eye crinkling in nostalgia. Naruko nodded before continuing, "My likes include ramen, being engaged to Kira Haim and Hinata Haim, and hopefully finding 2 more wonderful women they approve of to join our family. My dislikes are people who mistreat others. My hobbies are training, learning new jutsu, and spending time with my amazing fiancés. My dream is to build a loving family and become Hokage." Hinata and Kira blushed at Naruko's words, while Kakashi wiped away a single tear. "Marrying 4 women. That's quite a vision," he said, his voice touched with emotion, making the other sweat drop. "Should I introduce myself too, Foxy-kun?" Kira asked playfully. "Go ahead, since you're part of the team now," Naruko encouraged. With a graceful leap from Naruko's shoulder, Kira spoke, "My name is Kira Yoko, though most know me as the Nine-Tailed Fox." Kakashi's eyes widened in shock. Instinctively, he reached for a kunai. "How did you escape the seal?" That should have been impossible given what the fourth Hokage put in place. "Relax, Kakashi," Kira said calmly. "The third Hokage already knows everything. I didn't exactly escape, most of my power remains sealed within Foxy-kun. And despite what people believe, I'm not a ruthless creature. In fact, among many species, I'm known for being gentle. You can even ask Sarutobi-sama. Over time, I've grown to care deeply for Foxy-kun and Angel-chan, and I cherish them both." "We're engaged now," she finished, watching as Kakashi processed her words. After a moment, Kakashi sighed. "All right, since Naruko, Hinata, and Sasuke trust you, I'll accept this for now. But don't try anything suspicious." Kira grinned. "Fair enough. Now, about me, I enjoy spending time with Foxy-kun and Angel-chan. I dislike anyone who tries to hurt them. My hobbies are relaxing in hot springs and resting. As for my dream, well, that's personal," she said with a slight blush. "I'm not showing my human form to just anyone," she added. "Only Foxy-kun, Angel-chan, and Sasuke have seen it." "Why?" Kakashi asked, still wary. "Because Foxy-kun was the first to kiss me, which in my kind means we're engaged. Angel-chan loves Foxy-kun just as much as I do, so I trust and care for her too. As for Sasuke, he's like family to us," Kira explained. Kakashi sighed again but nodded. "All right, last one, your turn, Sasuke." "My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I like green tea and playing chess with Naruko. I dislike being chased by fangirls, though I suppose it's good exercise. My dream is to rebuild my clan with 4 women who love me for who I am, not just for my appearance. Now that we're better acquainted, meet me at Training Ground 7 tomorrow morning at 7 sharp for your real Genon test," Kakashi instructed. "But I thought we already passed the test?" Hinata asked, tilting her head slightly. "No, that was just a preliminary evaluation to see who is ready for the next step. Your real test is with me, and it will determine whether or not you truly qualify," Kakashi explained. "Oh, and don't eat breakfast, you'll just end up regretting it," he added before disappearing in a swirl of leaves. Random bookstore. Kakashi stepped into a bookstore, casually making his way toward the fiction section, searching for his favorite novel, Icha Icha Paradise. As he strolled down the aisle, his mind wandered to his team. "All right, I have a determined fox girl, an energetic yet thoughtful blonde fox boy, a quiet and observant wolf boy, and a kind-hearted spirit. Never thought I'd find myself saying that. They're not even Genon yet, and I already have my hands full," Kakashi mused, shaking his head with a small smile as he continued browsing the shelves. On the academy roof. "So, what do you all want to do now?" Kira asked. "How about we get some new gear and clothes?" Sasuke suggested. "If we're going to be a team, we might as well have something that people recognize as our signature look. Like Naruko's cloak, it stands out," Kira said as she shifted into her human form. "I don't mind wearing a cloak, but how about adding a trench coat?" Hinata proposed, and they all considered combining the two. "That's not a bad idea. We could conceal our blades under the cloak, surprising opponents who won't know what's hidden underneath. The trench coat could store kunai, shuriken, or paper bombs, which would be useful for creating openings in battle or quick escapes," Kira explained. "I like it," Sasuke agreed. "Yeah, me too," Naruko added. With their plan set, the 4 of them made their way to the shopping district, taking care to keep their identities concealed. Kira remained in her human form to avoid drawing attention. They visited several stores that treated Naruko kindly, trying on various outfits before settling on their final choices. Naruko stepped out wearing an orange shirt with black shorts, 2 weapon pouches, one on each leg with bandages underneath, a white trench coat with blue flames at the bottom resembling the Hokage's robes, and the kanji for fox embroidered on the back. She also wore her red cloak, and her golden hair was tied back neatly. Sasuke opted for a black shirt with the Uchiha symbol on the back, black shorts similar to Naruko's, a weapon pouch on his right thigh with bandages underneath, a gray trench coat featuring the kanji for wolf alongside a black howling wolf design, and a matching gray cloak. Hinata's outfit consisted of a purple shirt with dark blue pants, a weapon pouch on her right thigh with bandages underneath, and a lavender trench coat that faded into a soft white lavender near the top, matching her eyes. The design was adorned with cherry blossoms, and the kanji for angel was embroidered on the back. She completed her look with a purple cloak. Kira chose a dark orange shirt with red shorts, 2 weapon pouches like Naruko, a deep crimson trench coat featuring the kanji for vixen, and an embroidered black fox leaping toward anyone looking from behind. The fox's paw extended near the bottom edge of the coat, giving it a dynamic effect. She paired it with a black cloak. As they exited the store, Hinata spoke up. "Can we visit Neji Niazan? I'd like to see him," she asked. "Of course, Angelheim. We have plenty of time," Naruko said warmly. With that, the four set off toward the training grounds in search of Neji. At the training grounds. As they wandered, a loud voice interrupted their search. "All right, Lee. It's time for our flames of youth to shine brightly," someone declared. "Yes, Guy-sensei. I won't fail. I'll do 100 squats, and if I fall short, I'll double it with 200 push-ups," another voice responded enthusiastically. Following the source of the voices, the group came across 4 individuals. The first was a man wearing a Jonin vest over a green spandex suit, orange leg warmers, and a red sash tied around his waist like a belt. He had a bowl-cut hairstyle, thick eyebrows, and expressive eyes. Beside him stood a younger version of himself, dressed similarly but without the vest. Next to them was a girl wearing a pink Chinese-style top and Anbu-style pants. She had chocolate-colored eyes, long brown hair styled into 2 buns, and a weapon pouch strapped to her right thigh. The last person was a boy with long black hair that reached the middle of his back, tied near the end with a black sash. He wore a khaki trench coat with the Hyuga flame symbol on the right sleeve, black baggy shorts, and a headband with a black sash and extra attachments at the sides. His pale white eyes revealed him as a member of the Hyuga clan. When the lively pair in green spotted them, they immediately reacted. "Look, Lee. We have visitors who will witness our flames of youth." "Yes, Guy-sensei. They must have been drawn to the energy of our youthful spirit." Meanwhile, Neji turned to Hinata. "Hinata-sama, what brings you here?" he asked. "I wanted to see you since I knew you just returned from your mission," Hinata replied. "Aw, how sweet. Little Hinata came to visit her big cousin," the girl teased playfully. "It's good to see you too, Ten-Ten-chan," Hinata responded with a smile. Turning to her teammates, she began introductions. "Naruko-chan, Kira-chan, Sasuke-kun, this is my cousin Neji Hyuga. His teammates are Ten-Ten, a weapon specialist, and Rock Lee, a taijutsu expert. Their sensei is Guy Mito." She then turned to Team Guy and continued, "Everyone, this is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze, the 4th Hokage's daughter," she said, shocking them. "This is Sasuke Uchiha, and Kira Yoko, the Kyubi no Kitsune." "But I thought..." Neji began, only to be cut off by a sudden gust of wind rushing toward Kira. She reacted instantly, flipping backward to evade an incoming kick from Guy. He followed up with another strike, but Kira swiftly dodged. "Wait. She's actually friendly," Hinata shouted. "What? That's impossible. The 9 tails nearly destroyed the village," Guy exclaimed, maintaining his defensive stance. "She's right, Guy-san," Naruko interjected. "Kira didn't attack the village willingly. If you let her explain, you'll understand, this is important for all of us." Kira nodded respectfully. "Please allow me to clarify everything. It involves not just me, but my teammates as well," she said earnestly. Guy studied her carefully before replying, "Well, It wouldn't be right to act without knowing the full truth. Though he remained in a defensive stance, his posture relaxed slightly. But I won't lower my guard just yet. With tension still lingering, the group prepared for an important conversation, one that could change perspectives forever. As you wish, Kira said as she began explaining everything, the truth behind her attack, Naruko's hardships, how she became friends with Sasuke and helped clear Itachi's name, the Canine Alliance, Mizuki's attempt to harm them, the Hyuga Uchiha Namikaze Alliance, and her engagement to both Naruko and Hinata. Team Guy stood in stunned silence, processing the flood of information. Meanwhile, the cloaked ninja dispelled their genjutsu, revealing their true appearance. So, that's the situation. By the way, Guy-san, you dropped your guard when I was explaining the Mizuki incident, Kira pointed out. Guy's eyes widened. Ah. You're right. That means 500 laps around the village for me. I'll join you, Guy-sensei. Lee declared enthusiastically. That's the spirit, Lee. Guy grinned, flashing his signature thumbs up. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy. Just go already. Everyone shouted in unison, cutting their dramatic moment short. Without hesitation, Guy and Lee sprinted off, beginning their run around the village. That was a lot to take in, Kira sighed. I know. And I'm usually the quiet one, Hinata added, shaking her head. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you, Naruko-san, for helping Hinata-sama, Neji said respectfully. No need to thank me. I simply fell in love with an angel, Naruko responded warmly, causing Hinata to blush. However, Neji's expression turned serious as he activated his Byakugan. Just know this, if you ever make her unhappy, I'll have to step in. Naruko laughed nervously, sweat forming on her forehead. Meanwhile, Kira started circling Neji, observing him carefully. What exactly are you doing? Tenten asked, sounding a little puzzled. He would make an excellent candidate for Tobo of the Coyote clan, Kira concluded, clapping her hands together. Naruko and Sasuke exchanged glances before taking a closer look at Neji as well. I see what she means. He's quick on his feet and a skilled fighter, Naruko observed. Indeed, Sasuke agreed. However, the only one who can officially judge and challenge a candidate is the current head of the clan, which in this case is Tobo-sama. We approve, Kiraheim, but now it's up to Neji to prove himself, Naruko declared. Could someone explain what's going on? Neji asked, clearly intrigued. You see, Sasuke explained, the leaders of the Canine Alliance are searching for worthy successors since their own heirs have chosen not to take on the role. You've been deemed a strong candidate. However, only the current head can officially name their successor, and in this case, that would be Tobo of the Coyote clan. Kira nodded before forming a hand sign. Canine calling jutsu. A large puff of smoke erupted, momentarily covering the entire area. As it cleared, a figure stood in its place. You called? Tobo said with a calm yet commanding presence. Hello, my amazing YouTube family. That's a wrap for now, but stay tuned for more exciting content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep the adventure going. Thank you for your support. With gratitude. Anime Octopus.